to Meadow Sweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. So this episode, I'll take you on a little tour of my garden, show you what I've been doing over the summer, and I will show you some of my works in progress and also a new craft that you might be interested in trying. So come along with me and let's catch up. Hi guys, welcome to Meadow Sweet Farm Fiber Arts Design Studio. My name's Bonnie, and this is a podcast about living a slow life. I used to want to identify it as strictly spinning, knitting, weaving, all the fiber arts crafts, which it is, that's it, but it's also so much more. And it's about kind of intentionally trying to slow your life down and sitting on a porch swing, looking out over the countryside and enjoying those slow crafts like knitting and spinning and weaving and sewing and quilting and gardening and having a small flock of chickens and is it a flock? I don't know. But having rescue horses, and I have a Doberman and a cat, 2 ducks, and a chicken that thinks it's a duck. So I wanted to share with you a little weaving project. I don't know if you've ever seen these. These are those old-fashioned pot holders, the little frames to make pot holders. Now this one is a large one. It's the largest one they have. So this is more, it's a pot holder, but it's probably more like, a hot pad. So I bought this kit a couple years ago, and if I'm sitting watching TV or these make great gifts, and they're so old-fashioned. I remember my grandmother had these, Stephen's grandmother, I have some of hers. Excuse me. So, when you buy the kit, it comes with these little loopers. And these are tops of socks. So it's actually kind of an eco-friendly. I think I have pollen or something. Take a drink. Gabe's right out there. He hears me. I can't have Gabe loose because he will. My hair is exceptionally flat today. Oh, did we talk about the weather? We better. So it's been really hot the last couple days here. Today's the first day that it started to cool down. So it was like in the high 80s, almost 90 degrees, which I'm the worst at that. But this morning it was like 54 when I got up at 6, and I think it's like 75 now, which is perfect weather. So I'll finish up. I still have to spread my mulch. I'll do that tomorrow morning. But I've just been go trying to get everything completed. And believe it or not, this year, as far as my gardening goes, it really hasn't been the monster of cleanup that you do. Things are really shaping up. But so anyway, it's a nice cool day, and I've got the paddle fans on, and I'm sitting on the porch, and I think it's probably around 4:30. I got to a late start. I had some student issues that I had to deal with, and this is, I'm sorry to say, I can't get it off. It's, I'm not going to keep this in here. It's hair dye, and it won't come off my face. But anyway, I had some student things. I'm teaching the first summer and second summer classes this summer, and they're all online, and I had some student things I had to deal with and some other issues, so I got a late start. But I do want to show you. So it comes with, there's different sizes. I have the small version of this, which this is a plastic, but the other one that I bought from another company, and I'll try to remember to link where I got these below. I think this is Harrisville. No, this one came from a woman that makes these independently. I think the metal one might have been Harrisville. But you can buy two different sizes of the loopers, and they come in all different colors. So, and if you haven't done these when you were little, I remember I had one, and they're so old-fashioned. They really are. So all you do is, I don't start with the first one, because by the time you get to the end here, here, it's so hard to weave back and forth. So so I kind of skip in just so I have enough room to loop through. Okay, here it is. This one is called, looks like Cinderwood, and this is a 10-inch hot pad. I was right. My brain didn't fail me. So let me put a couple loopers on, and I'll show you what it looks like to get started. So I'll be right back. They do have a little kind of like a crochet hook that you can insert, just make it go over, under, over, under. But I was just showing you by hand what it was like. But yeah, it's fun to do. So first, I just wanted to talk with you a little bit about when you lose your knitting mojo and what happens when that happens. So not that I had lost my knitting mojo, really and truly, I didn't specifically lose it. It's just, when I'm teaching towards the end of the semester, mid-April, it just gets to be a zoo. And my life just is just a roller coaster ride until probably graduation. And that's usually the first weekend in May, or I think this year it was the last weekend in April. So, and nobody can understand, you know, how that can happen unless you're a professor or a teacher and you know, it just, everything just is happening. Students are graduating, it's the end of the semester, and everything is just happening. So, you know, usually I would love to be able to start my garden. I tried to do my indoor seedlings this year, but I didn't get, my daughter Samantha has a lot of grow lights and we just kept forgetting the grow lights. So I will do that definitely next year. So usually in the fall, I try my best to clean up all my flower beds and get everything ready so that I don't have, you know, this jungle to clean up in the spring. And this year was really good. I was able to get everything cleaned up, but it's still a lot of work. It's a lot of, you know, trimming of the grass, and I usually put in a little tiny, last year I put in a ton of mulch in the garden, and this year I didn't do a quarter of what I did last year. So I have some pretty good beds, but my garden goes all around my house. And then I can't remember how many, 8 or maybe 10 pretty big raised beds for vegetables. And then I have like a little strip of, it's a plum tree, and I have a couple fig trees or bushes in there. And then I have a peach tree, and in between a peach and a pear tree are raspberry bushes, and then I have a little strip of blueberry bushes. So I like to get all those things all cleaned up and everything just, you know, getting cushions out and getting all your outdoor furniture. And it takes a while, you know, it takes, I'd say, at least a good couple weeks to get everything the way I want it to be. And it's a lot of physical work. So I've been basically, you know, we haven't had a lot of rain here. In fact, yesterday was the first day that we had rain in about 3 weeks. So I was able to get out there, and the weather hasn't been too bad. So I was able to get out and get things rolling. So I really didn't have a lot of knitting time, but what I was doing was I was doing other things and making other things. So this year I'm going to do some craft shows. There's a show in the first week in October that I usually do every year. It's like in my little community, it's the Apple Festival. And I'm going to do, I've just been kind of making things. I'm going to try a local flea market and see what kind of things sell. But this is what I have been wanting to do for so long. And I've been gathering a tent and tables and just all kinds of things so I could do this. So I'm finally to the point where I have enough inventory that I can do that. So I also have a shop on Etsy, and I'll share with you some of the things that I have in there. But I have some really big plans coming up that like I said, this has got to be in the works for many, many years. So one of the things that I love, I have bees outside of the chickens and the horses. I have bees, and I did have 2 hives. I lost both of them over the winter, and now I have a new hive, and hopefully I'll be able to get another one. I'm waiting for somebody to bring me a swarm. So I've got lots of beeswax, and I love making beeswax candles. So I'll show you some of the little, I should probably just do these on a picture, but this is a little bunny. And of course, Meadow Sweet Farm with all my pine trees. I have to have a pine cone. And this is a little a little bee skep. I love the colors too. This one I like because it's looks like knitting, like cables on a sweater. And this is another really cute little bee skep with the bees on them. The really neat thing about beeswax candles, they have a beautiful, beautiful natural scent. They don't smoke like the other candles do. And as far as the environment and people who might have allergies or things like that, it's actually, you know, good for the environment to burn beeswax. They're just very environmentally friendly. My phone keeps cutting out. This is another one with bees. And then this one, everybody really likes the little bunny. And then this is the little bear. Hope you can see him. So, so I'm going to be doing a show coming up. I'm thinking the flea market show is going to be this Saturday, which is the day before Father's Day. I don't know if that's a good day or not, but I'm just going to have a variety of things that I've made. I have these little paper stars that are dipped in beeswax, and you hang them in a window and you can smell the beeswax there. I'm trying to think what else. I've got my pot holders and I'll show you those. I'll attach a little video of how I make those. And then I started making this foamy soap, and I really, really like this a lot. This is my little logo, but I really, really like this a lot, better than the hard soap. And I've made the bars of soap. This one, it's made from Castile soap, and it's scented with essential oils. And this oil is eucalyptus, mint, orange, and vanilla. And I've been reading all about the different levels of scents, the top scent, middle, bottom scent, I think. And they're just really, I like it because I tend to feel like the bars, when they're sitting on the counter, they kind of get wet and mushy and things like that. So I like these. So this is eucalyptus, mint, orange, and vanilla. And then we have, this one is lavender and mint, and I put the little flower there. And then I have another one that's pomegranate and mint. So I'm going to be selling those at the little flea market as well. So the other thing that I've been toying around with, because what I'd like to try to do is I have lots of fabric. I have lots of Stephen's mom's clothing. And so I'm going to be repurposing the clothing into different things. So I've made these little wreaths out of fabric, and I'm not sure, I don't think these are on my Etsy shop, but you can hang them on the door, you can put them in a window. If you have an arrangement of candles, you can put these as a centerpiece. And they're just strips of fabric and around a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger. So I've been making these as well. And then the other thing that I am practicing on, excuse me. Okay, I do make rag rugs. And this is one I didn't make. I bought this at the dollar store because I wanted to experiment with this. So I'll show you in a video, but what I want to do is make this into a purse. And the problem is I have specific handles that I want to use, and they require those drapery circles. And the first time I ordered them too small, and then I ordered them the right size, but they were just really cheap and they didn't snap together. And then the last ones that I just ordered, they just came today, they are too big. So I have to reorder again. But I'll have these for sale at the little flea market as well. So in place of my lack of knitting, I've been working outside, doing a ton of farm chores and gardening and things like that. And I've been just experimenting with other things. I also have for sale, I have honey and I have some jam, and some of the berries came from the farm. So, yeah, I've just been experimenting with some different things outside of knitting, spinning, and weaving. Not to say that I don't love those, but I've just been trying some different things. So, okay, so on to the knitting. I was hoping I would finish this up for my daughter Jacqueline, and the one that I made for myself, or they're still, neither of them are completely finished. But this is the puff sleeve top in Dream, and this is okay, so this is the puff sleeve top in Loopy Mango, and I have two different colors. Both of them are in stages. This one will be mine, and the front and the back panels are done. I just have to seam up the sides. Once I seam up the sides, I put the sleeves on and I'll be finished. It's probably an evening, if that, to get this done. This one, I was working on this last fall when I went back to school. Okay, so, but then this one, I have the front done and I'm working on the back. This is for Jacqueline, my daughter, and we're supposed to go away in July. Jacqueline and Samantha and I are gonna try to go up into New England. So I wanna have this done for her. So this is in the works. Hopefully it'll be done sooner than later. And then the other thing that I've been working on, I'm a little nervous about this, is this is Out of Winter. It's a design by Tammy Gore, and A Lovely Yarn made this a couple years ago, and I just thought it was so pretty. And I'm right here. Let's see. I'm starting on the stripes, so I should have enough yarn to finish that. I feel pretty confident I do, but this is how far. And I have not touched this in a couple months, so I should be able to get this done. It smells good. Okay, so I will share with you, there's a couple more things that I've been working on, some baby gifts and things, and I will share those with you shortly. So don't go away, there's lots more. I just wanted to share with you, I've been enjoying kind of perusing through this medicinal tea book and getting some inspiration from my rag rug books that I have in my book collection. So I will take you on a little garden tour. These strawberries just appeared among my ivy, and I am just thrilled. There's tons of them. So here are some pink flowers that I just love the colors. Look at this glorious, glorious bulb. To think of the name. Begins with an A, but I thought it was dead, and I just kept it in the pot, and all of a sudden it started to bloom, and it's just in all its glory. I'm so happy. So I thought I would give you a little tour of my garden. This is the front porch. You can see I'm doing my rug hooking. And there's some of my tools. That's my hydrangea tree. It hasn't bloomed this year. And there's a little hydrangea bush. The hostas. This is a ground rose cover, and I've got some roses. I think there's none in bloom just at the moment. This is my blueberry bush, one of a few, and I've got to pick some more blueberries. There's my daylily. There's a newly planted hydrangea, and these are things I have to put in the ground yet. I did some dividing, and don't get horrified. This is my wildflower garden, and what I did, in the summer, I didn't want to touch it. Just threw like random wildflowers and things like that, and just all kinds of seeds that I had. I just was like, well, there were half packages of seeds. So I think I have 5 sunflowers, the great big mammoth ones, and I'm not sure what else is growing in here, but I do have my little patch of flax. And I am really excited now. Flax, traditionally, Pennsylvania Germans planted flax on Good Friday, and mid-season takes about 120 days for it to fully mature. There's a little bunny. Hello, little bunny. But mid-season it gets these really pretty, blue flowers. And this is a nice crop because it's very close. So I am going to show you a video of me harvesting this when it's ready. And you know that it's ready when it gets, it starts to turn yellow. The bunny's still there. So I don't know if something went in there or not. It could have been the rain. We've had lots of rain. So, okay, so this is just kind of as it is. I put some of these paving stones here just to try to make it easy. Here are I think these are zucchini or yellow squash, but I've got pumpkin, zucchini, yellow squash, everything in there. This is my horseradish that I have to do something with. I have 2 horseradish plants. The deer kind of clipped off my strawberries, but I do have a patch. Hello there, little fellow. I do have another patch that just appeared. I covered these 2 beds just because I didn't know what to do with them. And look who's coming to say hello. And here's my poor tomato plants that got chewed by the deer. So I've just been taking these little tarps at night and covering them, and they seem to be coming around. Now those, one is a purple, the other one is a pink tomato plant, and these were little cherry tomatoes, and you can see the deer really clipped those. And then this summer my experiment was with the different types of lettuce. So, and this is really good. I've been eating at least 1 salad or maybe 2 salads a day. So that's my little garden. Let's see. I think I'll show you the fruit trees first. So this is my plum tree, and it does, let me see if I can find, it did have some plums, but they kind of went away. They were here and then they just kind of shriveled up. Oh, here's one. There's not many. This did bloom 1 year too. So I'm hoping I might get a few. I have that app. Picture this. Oh, here's some right there. Okay. I have that app that it examines trees and it diagnoses plants and things. And it said all my plants, all my fruit trees were healthy. So you can see right here, I'm not sure what's happening. I have a ton of figs. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and they are prolific, usually early fall. Hello, ladies. So, and then here is my beloved peach tree. I don't know how long, it's got to be at least almost 10 years. And I've had some crops, maybe 1 that really turned out. And this year I do have some peaches on here, so I'm hoping that they produce. You can see there's some. So usually September, late August, so we have a little bit of time for them. And then this is a poplar that I planted ages ago, and that's got to come down. There's my little swing. This is a raspberry bush, and it's flowering. And this produces the great big black, you can see, the great big black giant raspberries. So I'm excited for this. So I do want to get some more of those put in. And then here is my pear tree, and every year I get delicious pears. This is a beautiful, beautiful tree, and it likes it here. So, and then this is kind of weedy. I did do some weed trimming, but I just have to be careful. Mixed in here, I have blueberries, and I have red raspberries, and I just planted 2 more blueberry bushes. But look at this. This is pink blueberries, and I'm gonna taste one. Here's some more. Oh, nice little flavor. Aren't they pretty? I got this several years ago, and I'd never heard of pink blueberries. So I have that. Hello, ladies. And Stephen's going to take that stump down. There's another poplar that's going to go down. And all the pine trees. That's a white pine. I'll show you over here. This is a lilac bush that my neighbor gave me when we first moved in here over 30 years ago. And this was on her farm, and it's something that her grandmother passed on to her. And I think the lilac bushes had been there for forever. So this is, I'm gonna say, at least 100-year-old cutting. So it's a really old-fashioned, and I have 3 of them. Okay, so here's a little pink. I've got to do some weeding. And this, I think, is a black-eyed Susan. There's another daylily. Here's my gorgeous figs. There's 2 in here. Beautiful. Here's my lilies of the valley, which I love. They smell so good. There's another really old-fashioned lilac bush. And some more lilies of the valley. And we've got daisies and some echinacea. And that is, I looked it up, I can't remember the name of it. The one in between the echinacea, the coneflowers. And we've got a scarlet kitty. And we've got some Johnny Jump Ups, which I love. They bloom all season. They just show up. Here's my poorly eaten strawberry plant that I hadn't gotten into the ground yet, and the deer ate it. And then I just bought some more of these cherry tomatoes and I think beefsteak, a couple of those. This is comfrey, and I've looked up, you can use it for different medicinal purposes. I'm not real sure about it. This is my clematis, more daylilies, my ivy, this little area. Oh, I love these pink flowers. Stephen has these all over his yard, and I just love them. I love the color. Let me see if I can get it close. Aren't they gorgeous? And then this little patch back in here is all strawberries. I had a ton that just showed up. Ton of strawberries. So this is what I have been doing all summer. I'll take you around the front of the house, or the side. Okay, so this was a Christmas tree that our neighbor gave to us, and it's a blue spruce. And it doesn't look very healthy. Hope it makes it. But I just got this pig at Tractor Supply. He was on sale. Okay, so this is my little side garden. And that's a Japanese maple. And there's some daylilies, and I lined the fence with daylilies. I just think they're great fillers. So I've got a couple different colors, and I forget, I bought this and planted it years ago, and I can't remember what it is. And then this is my driveway, and it just wraps right around to the front of the house and then down to the lane. So I hope you enjoyed. There's my beehives. I'll be opening those up tomorrow. We moved them from where they were originally to here. The placement of them just wasn't convenient for me to check. So they're doing really well. So this is a little table and chair set. It's an antique, and I'm gonna refinish that. And I'm not sure where I'm gonna put that. I might put that up by the little shed. And beyond that is one of our little outbuildings. So I hope you enjoyed this little garden tour. There's always work to do here to keep everything looking neat. Lots of mowing and weeding and things like that. So I hope you enjoyed this little garden tour. You ready to get something to eat and go in for the night? Huh? Come on. Come on, girlies. Let's go in. Come on. Come on. Come on. There they are. Ruby, Sally, Linda, Emma, and Henrietta. I want to share this. This is a little baby blanket that I made, and it's 2 pieces of gauze that I sewed together, and it's got the little Winnie the Pooh. And this is a gift for a friend, and I'm gonna give this with those little 2 little burpee towels that are smaller than this, like little napkins, and then this, and then a candle that I'm making that smells like baby powder. But this is probably, I think it's like 25 by 25, and it's those hot summer days when you've got the baby out and it's too hot to put a blanket on. You can just throw this over to keep the sun out of the baby's eyes. So I'll iron this again. It's been folded up, and I just have to put the package together and put it in the mail. And this is my little project that I've been working on. This is rug hooking, and I'll show you on another video how I do this, but I'm almost done. I just have that much left to do. This is called the Wonky Americana pattern, and this I purchased from the Old Tattered Flag. I have several of her rug hooking kits that I absolutely adore her whimsical folk art style. But basically, you cut wool. Let me get the hook. You use a hook, and you use these strips of wool, and basically you just do like knitting, loop through loop through loop. And they give you, when you get the kit, they tell you what colors to put where, and they have a really good photographs of the pattern finished. I've been doing this for several years, and it takes a while. There's several things that you have to get used to, and I'll explain all that, but this is called the Wonky Americana, and I'll post some pictures on Instagram. I've been posting every time I finish a little panel, and I'll post some pictures when I'm finished, and then on my next video we'll have a little chat about this, and I'll show you how I do my hooking. I wanted to show you, this is what I'm gonna hook next, and this is called the Sweet Smell. And I was gonna do a bigger one. This one is 14 by 19, and I'll show you a picture of the one that I was going to do, but it's a little too big, and I have some questions about distorting my image that I need to talk to the folks at the Old Tattered Flag. Because I think if you pack things in a little too tight, there's like ways that you can keep the image the way it shows it on the canvas. So, but I just wanted to show you, here's the Old Tattered Flag. That's their contact. And if you go on their website, she just has so many very rustic, really cute little things. But that's the pattern. So the kit comes with, this is monk's cloth, so you can either hook it on linen or monk's cloth. So let me see if I can open this up. I have all my kits on the table. So let me open this up. It's hard to do with one hand. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, so it comes, you can either do linen or monk's cloth. I like the monk's cloth. It just feels really soft. So she hand draws the pattern onto the monk's cloth, and then you get all your different wool packages. So this one is Spice Brown, and that's for the bunny's body. And you get a little card, and it comes all packaged up in a little package of the little American flag little tie. And then this one is for the bunny too. It's Soft Orchard, so I think that's for his little belly. And then this is for the flower, and that is called Major Gold. And if it has an HD on it, that means it was hand dyed. So Carol, Julie's mom, does all the dyeing of the wool, and she does a beautiful, beautiful job. So, and this is another wool for the tulip, and that's another hand dyed, and that's called Rose HD. And then I'm not sure, I'm not sure, I think this is just for detail on the bunny's face. And then this is for the stems, another hand dyed. And this is the eyes and bunny definition. And you get this little seal, and it tells you how much wool is in the package. And she did hers with strips that were cut a 6 or an 8.5. I have the Sizzix machine that cuts my wool strips for me, and I think these are 1/4 inch. So I've already cut out the body. And then this is for the background, which I think is really pretty. Sandman, that's cute. So basically what you want to do is you want to start by doing the largest, outlining the largest figure. So I'll outline the bunny, and I'll probably hook him first and get these details done. And I think like the number 6 is a smaller, so I'll just kind of trim down my my wool strips, because I don't have the die to cut for a 6, and I don't have an 8.5, so I'll do the 8. I think that'll be fine. And then I'll just cut my strips down so I can get these details in here. But yeah, this is what I'm going to do next. And I do want to talk to them about, like right here, you know, you have to probably, they say you need to cut your strips down, and I don't think you should be packing things in really tight, and that way it keeps the shape of the bunny without distorting the image too bad. And I hook very low, and I pack things in pretty tight, so I have to work on that. And I also, my loops are not perfectly even. So, and I'll show you a kit that I found that I don't know where it came from, but somebody else hooked it. I'll show you that. Okay, so I think I bought this from Sandra Brown years ago. But you can see, look how, I mean, it's not showing in the camera, but her loops are a lot more even than mine are. The one thing that you have to do when you're finished is take a damp cloth and just steam it, and I think that kind of smooths things out just a little bit. And this is done on burlap, which they say you really shouldn't hook on burlap because it doesn't last, it disintegrates. I might give this a try, not in the near future, but I will show you, oh God, I went crazy last summer and bought a ton of kits, so I'll show you the ones I have. So, okay. And thank you for watching. And if you like the video, please hit the subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. And I'll see everyone soon. Bye for now.